Hi, and welcome back to another video. Today I wanted to spend some time discussing what has been working so far in my notebook system this year in 2024, as well as some of the changes I've made in these past 6 months. Since I got a lot of questions about these, I wanted to get this straight out of the way. The pens that I use in practically all of these notebooks are a Pilot Vanishing Point in Extra Fine, as well as Fine. These are both filled with platinum carbon black ink, and I really like to use them since they work really well with Tomoe River paper, which a majority of my notebooks are. Let's start with the Hobonichi week. So I'm still using it despite taking a small break during the majority of Q2, so I guess it's not really that small. But during that break, I just relied on my Google Calendar and posted to-do list as needed. Since the Hobonichi Weeks is pre-printed, I was able to really easily jump back into it, but still be able to go back and backfill those empty pages. And I did film this, and it should be, I think, the following video after this comes out. And this is also the standard version, which has, I think, 70 note pages, about 100 less than the Mega. And I've never really used up all the note pages, so it's never been really something that I've had to worry about. But I am curious to see how many I will end up using at the end of the year. It's always curious to see how many collections and certain pages like that I ended up requiring to fill out. The next may come as a shock if you've seen some of my other videos where I've talked about my pocket daily journals. These are Pocket Leuchtturm 1917. They're the gridded version. I don't even know if you can see. The lines are really thin, or really faint, so I don't even know if you can see. But I've been using this for about, I think, over maybe like 2 years now. To just essentially daily journal. While I've loved these notebooks and I've really enjoyed journaling my thoughts and documenting my days, I was starting to get unhappy with the notebook, which is partly what caused me to kind of take a break from my notebooks in Q2 this year. I was just realizing that some parts of my system took longer to fill out than others, and while that's not necessarily bad, I wanted to take the time to reevaluate whether that time was worth it. And ultimately, I made the decision to journal digital in a Word document instead. And this was about May of this year that I made this decision. Ultimately, the saved time would allow me to accomplish more of my goals and just make other things in my life, just more time for those types of things. Plus, I'm also learning how to bookbind, so I thought I could always just print out all of my digital journaling and bind that together if I wanted that physical version. In addition, this means that if I travel, I can just type in my phone to journal if I'm not bringing my laptop, and I wouldn't even need to bring a notebook with me. And this would really help keep my journaling up to date, especially when I do travel. I don't tend to travel short periods of time. It's a lot longer, like a week or two. And in addition, I did add a tracker in here for my digital diary just to kind of help keep up to date to it since it is new, but ultimately these are just going to get archived. Since I do still enjoy having them, it takes too much time to fill out these pages, and I type a lot faster, and I'd rather give this up rather than my other notebooks. Next, I am still using these Good Impressions insert. These are their standard size inserts for my reading log, where I document information about each book I read with a little review on the thoughts of my book. I don't really consider the other inserts in my reading binder, if you've seen that video, as part of my main system since I use them as needed, while this reading log is just for 2024, and I reach for it every week to document the books I've read. If you want a more in-depth look at every insert, I will link the video down below where I walk through the entire binder. But really, there's not much update. Love this. This is still working really well, and I keep reaching for it every week, so there's no complaints, and I don't think I will make any changes for 2025 as well. Next, I did start out the year with the intention of using my Hobonichi Cousin Weekly section for a daily log to essentially show what I'm doing like throughout the day with the timed weekly section. During quarter two, I ended up reflecting that not every week is that interesting, nor do I want to necessarily reflect back on it, but rather there are just certain weeks or a few days or day that I would like to be able to see what I did from start to finish. And my workaround was that either I used some of the pages in the back of the Hobonichi weeks to just like draw those in and sort of make maybe, I don't know, like a decorative spread. I'm still kind of thinking about it. Or I do have these recap inserts that I'm doing using another set of standard inserts from Good Impressions to essentially use some of those pages to highlight certain weeks, day that I really want to be able to remember and see what I did from start to finish. Next up is my 5-year Techo, and this is my first year using a 5-year Techo, and essentially the way it's set up is it's divided in with these like 5 boxes that mark the day or the year. Here it's the month and the date, as well as this kind of like gridded section where I'm using this side to mark a little highlight of every single day, and I think it's going to go really well with the fact that I'm moving to digital daily journaling, so I can kind of more easily reference like, oh hey, what happened that day that was really big. That's probably going to be the main part of that daily journaling, and this is a lot easier to flip through than one of these, or even scrolling through a document. And then on this side I'm doing essentially like a question a day, where I kind of am curious to see how the responses change and evolve over time, and so I'm trying to keep the answers only to a few lines. So the questions I'm choosing specifically are short answered question, and I'm overall really happy with the decision to pick this up. However, picking out a question for every single day is a little bit difficult, but I know this is only going to be for the first year, because then every year following I'll already have the prompt ready, and then it's just like reviewing my answer from the previous year, thinking about the question again, and just being able to write down the answer rather than having to come up with it. So I did print out these are from Peanuts Planner Co. That I was going to probably put here just to kind of track when I did the I guess like my little daily highlight and then the daily question, just to kind of help keep track, since I did get a little bit off track during quarter two as well. And lastly, we have my academic planner, which is this Hobonichi Techo 2024. It's the day-free notebook, and it's the A6 version, so it's a little bit smaller. And essentially, so it does have a monthly calendar, but I'm not really using that much. But I am using it to keep track of all the assignments for my courses in my master's degree that I'm currently working on. And then it's to have these daily task lists for every single day. I did make a video setting this entire thing up, where I talk a little bit more about like why I'm using this notebook and the specifics to what I did to set it up. But ultimately, I just wanted my academic planning tasks just to be separated from my personal planner, since I tend to want to go a lot more in depth, like chapter by chapter, where I don't necessarily have as much room in my Hobonichi Weeks planner, and I just want to be able to have the flexibility to make as many notes or as many tasks as I need. Like even here I plan to for each of my final projects for my courses to have like a page just dedicated to really minute tasks. And so far I'm really enjoying it, and I'm probably will pick one up during the Hobonichi 2025 season for the following year. Overall, I'm really happy I took the time during quarter two to reevaluate all of my notebooks and just kind of figure out what was going wrong, so that I could just not only be happy with one of them, but all of them. And I really hope you do enjoy hearing this mid-year update on these notebooks. And if you would like more frequent updates, I am planning to start posting more on my Instagram, which will be linked down in the description below.